Hi buddy, welcome back to Sid's Modded Life, episode 68 with me, Sid, and last episode we got everything together necessary to make a very large structure. This thing, by the way, is just sat here making sand for us, because I ran out of cobblestone and I ran out of sand. Just as a stopgap for the power, I have upgraded the solar panel array up here, so we've got 4 panel 5s, which are 512 RF per tick, so that's 2400 RF per tick there, plus these are all 128. I've upgraded some of the wiring beneath it, and we are currently now not using any of the power from the diesel gen, which of course is meaning that the fuel situation is gradually creeping back up. I've also, just as a stopgap to try and improve things, I've got this cloche as well running, making potatoes, so we've got plenty of spuds in the bank. Yeah, and that does its thing. So hopefully it'll not take too long for that to come and build itself up. However, this is the, you can't, can we see if I place you there, are you in the right place? I would say not. I think you need to come over one. To say there. Yeah. That looks about right. So, the tower uses a hell of a lot. I think this is backwards as well. Damn it. Hang on. Yeah. That pipe, I believe, needs to be at the back. Let us just take this away for a second and have a look what we got going on. Can we not have the animated version, please? So I think the pipe is at the back. Yeah, looking at that, the pipe wants to be at the back, so I think we need to turn this around if we can. How do we do that? I want to rotate this. Middle click to rotate. And again. And again. And I think, yeah, that's fine. No. There. Nope. There. Space for 2 at the back. Perfect. Okay, now let's try that again, shall we? So we're going to stick down the thing. This thing is huge. I'm not sure if it's one of the largest predefined multi-blocks in the game, but I'd be very surprised if it's not one of them. Because it is massive. I think I might have mentioned that already. Resource wise, it's fairly intensive, not absolutely crippling, but oh, of course, yeah. And that's the thing, doesn't matter because we got scaffold. What are you? Pipe, pipe, pipe. And then I'm going to go with, this is going to be scaffold. probably pipe, almost certainly a scaffold block there at a guess. Yep. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 and a pipe. But now this is where we get the third one in, which is the slab, which goes on the top all the way around. And fingers crossed we've got everything we need. This is going to take a hot moment, so let me get this done and I shall be right back with you. Alright, that's it. We completed it with 3 things. We did have the right number, which is really handy. We're going to need this, and we are going to hop down. So, as structures go, that's pretty large. And I can't remember which block you hit. Which block do we hit? No. Distillation tower, blah blah blah, on the redstone engineering block. That's it. There you go. We have got an absolutely massive structure. Now, in terms of its inputs, that is, I believe, where the I think it all comes out via this, does it? Empty, that's in. Huh, I'm trying to remember where the various outputs come on this thing. Don't like this artifact, but there you go. What are you going to do? Looks like another I don't know. Let's have a look at the book thing. The book will tell us which things goes where. Crude oil can be input into the distillation at the back hatch marked with a blue dot. That one. So that's oil in. The output fluid mix is output from the side hatch marked with the orange dot, the bitumen through the front hatch. Front hatch. Okay. Do. Lubricant. Alright, well, we need to, let's go, and first things, this thing does take power, doesn't it? Yes, that's the first thing we need to check, and then we need to go and check on what our oil situation is looking like. And while we're at it, we'll grab that sand, because this is all part of it. Hang on, that's not there. Got 3,900 buckets of oil, so we're not doing badly. Out of 13,000 was it potential, I think. Right, so we need to grab you, pop that down, get rid of that, get rid of that, and we'll keep that. We'll keep that to hand. No, keep that to hand, and we'll do those, and that's all good. So currently we have got coming into the, into the system. Now via an importer we are importing oil, so we need an exporter to also export oil. How do I want to do this? Let's just do, let's get a couple of tanks for starters. Ah, yes, of course. One and two. Now these are going to need to be linked to some, let's go with, so we're going to be outputting, this is oil to fuel. Let me get some ink. And what was tracking? Yellow? Yellow. It's going to look a bit like a bee, but there you go. Plop, 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 plop. And plop. I'll grab those. Right, I need an exporter. Shouldn't take too long. And while that is crafting, I should have in my I haven't got an exporter. That's always a bonus. Possibly want some of that. Almost certainly will want one of. No, that is a. That's the one I want. Actually, that's one that's even named. There we go. Let's have a look. How are we looking on that exporter? We have the exporter. Excellent. So again, coming across here, we're going to take one of these. We also need a bucket of oil. How do I get a bucket of oil? Interesting. What we got? Fluid. So we got the fluid grid. But it does look like there isn't a way to access that out. Oh, like that. Well, it was obvious really, wasn't it, when you think about it? Right, so then we're going to take our exporter. We're going to pop you on there. We are going to set you to fluids, and we are going to set you to oil. Lovely. Right. Well, that's simple. Who would have guessed? Clearly you lot all would have. What is it? Night time. Let's quickly sleep, and then we'll go over and we'll set up the other half, and then we can get at least the thing processing. Maybe just a little bit. Of course, it's only half it because we need another diesel generator then, don't we? Let's just scuttle into our safe place. Is this spawnable? Wow, it is and all. That's going to need some. It may not be spawnable. It thinks it's spawnable, but I'm going to place you. How do we do? We can we get away with that? You need some juice. So that's now got juice. It is empty. What am I like for cables? Nothing in immersive. There aren't any. Yeah, there's that fluid cable, which may work. Apparently it did. And it is extracting. It's got diesel, gasoline and lubricant. Okay. Don't like that pipe. Has to be said. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go and try an immersive engineering pipe, I think. Let me get that sorted. Back in a moment. All right. While I was waiting for the plates to do, I remembered I came across these in my inventory, and I remember that these are quite fun. I'm just going to see if we can't get this a little bit closer. Not that one. That one, I think, was the one. Let's have a look. Yep, that should be set correctly. It's one way of getting up here quickly. I love these things. These are a firm favourite of mine. Ever since these are also has to be borne in mind. Oh, hang on, if you get this right. No. What we need to do is, yeah, play around, but they make excellent ways to get your elytra up and running. Okay, where are we? Let's grab those, do that. Let me put these away. Still think they're brilliant, and there's got to be a use for those with mobs. I want a pipe. Pipe. Make me some of those. Thank you very much. Right, let's go and see if this will work the way I want it to. Certainly looks that way. Now we've got gasoline, diesel, lubricant. So that's going to come out here into another tank. The question is, how do you control it? I mean, I presumably can put... That's a gasoline bucket. What can you run these? I mean, the gasoline... Oh, there's your bitumen come out anyway. That is used for making asphalt concrete, which is going to be useful. It's just how we control which or what comes out. Or does it just keep on going until there's a full bucket of each, and then, you know, spurt them out? Let's make some more tanks and get some importing going, shall we? I think that's probably the next thing to play with. Well, I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I've just took a pipe on with the tank, and that has filled up with gasoline. So that leaves diesel in the system. So let's see what happens when we then start importing that into the fluid storage. We are going to need an importer, which we just happen to have. And we can pop you down on here. And you are going to be a fluid importer, which will import all of that, and then presumably we'll then start on the diesel, and then when the diesel's gone it will start on the lubricant. Gasoline, diesel, lubricant. And then presumably it'll run another cycle of the actual distillation tower, and then start importing the next thing. Now we also are going to need an ender chest, aren't we? In the traditional import thing, to grab all this bitumen, which is of course purple, purple, purple. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, how's that? Is that working, or are we out of oil? That's empty, so that is not extracting. Right, in which case we are going to have to go with the fluid extraction. I don't think that is going to play otherwise. That's the wrong way around. And that should now be starting to pump out all the various things. Now, why are you not? Or are you? You might be. Yeah, it's taking gasoline. Diesel is building up in the background there. Then we can safely say that's working. Which means that we should be able now to start thinking about our next diesel generator. Which ain't a bad thing. So, if we wanted to make a second diesel generator, I mean, portable generator runs on gasoline, but it really hasn't. It's not. Yeah, not worth it. Not in my opinion, anyway. The motorboat runs on gasoline. That's entertaining. Napalm. The chem thrower, obviously. Lubricant is things. Okay, so no. Yeah. Full throttle, 125. Okay, so what do you? Oh, you take your lubricant can. Blah blah blah. And chemical can also, yeah, albeit less efficiently. Oh, you can even lubricate iron columns. And then the automatic lubricator. Okay, fine. However, we need power. And we are going to need another diesel generator, which means that we're going to need to make a whole load of steel-based stuff, hence why we're making a lot of steel. Let me get that together, and I shall be right back. Alright, we're just putting the last bits together. I really need to get an infinite water source in this building. Or even, you know, like a proper water source of types. Fortunately, we did have one radiator block left over from the last time we built one of these, and I remember grumbling about the fact that it was an odd number of radiator blocks when it's an even number of items in the craft. However, I will forgive them, because I think that is everything we need. Now, we can obviously craft that together. This is not so complicated that I can't figure it out. So I think we'll just go and put this in, and we'll pop it down right next door to its brother, which is running at the moment. It's probably going to start stuttering as the solar panels come online. So we're putting the radiator blocks to the front, so that means there's going to be the pipes to the back, there and there. It is only 3 wide, isn't it? Yes. Just so generator block in the middle, and then either side. Pipes down the middle and scaffold. radiator block at the end, and then radiator block again, and radiator block there. So that goes, if I were to turn that round, redstone block on the side there, and then it's just the heavies. Followed by the heavies. And then not sure where, it's usually on the redstone block or the generator block. Wow, that is loud. How am I doing for bitumen now anyway? Oh yeah, of course it's an ender chest. Lubricant, gasoline, diesel, so we're doing alright. Now I have a question, and I'm not sure what the answer is, but before we do that we do need to go and grab diesel gen 1. I did these connectors I created because I wasn't sure on the how this was working, but clearly that's working fine. We're going to put this at priority 0 as well, and I'm going to try and find a bucket of fuel, and I want to see if gasoline works. I don't think it will. I don't know why it wouldn't, you know, but there you go. Diesel, gasoline. Bonk. Thank you. Now, as I say, I doubt this will work. I'm not even sure whether I can actually just dump a bucket of fuel into its port, but we'll find out. Well, clearly you can't do that. Let me go and get another bucket and just check whether you can do that with the diesel, because if you can do it with the diesel and you can't do it with the gasoline, then obviously the gasoline isn't going to work. However, if you can't do it with the let's have a look. A bucket. I would like a fresh bucket, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I would like a bucket of diesel. And then what we'll do is we'll try a tank. If that doesn't work, and see whether it'll take gasoline. If it'll take gasoline and diesel, yeah, it doesn't take either like that, that's fine. So now we're going to go grab a tank of some description. I don't know which tank yet. May just go with what have we got? Fluid storage tank. One of them. I'd like a fluid pipe as well. Make me one of those. Quite got everything. Make me one of those. Make me one of those. These ones just seem to be the most reliable pipes for pulling things out of stuff. You know, it's what we've used there. I'm gonna pop this tank down here. Let's try the gasoline. But it took it. But it didn't go into it. Diesel. Yeah, they're both working, so we know that diesel is the beast. Alright, it's a shame the gasoline is so limited in its usage, but let's go and get the diesel hooked up. So the last thing we need now is to pull diesel from the storage, where there's currently 550 buckets, and we'll get that one going. So, final tank. One of those. Make me one of those, please. Thank you. Make me one of those. Make me two of those, in fact. Bang. And this will be just yellow across the board, I think. I'll do yellow, white, yellow, actually. Again, doesn't really matter, but I'm using these a lot, so I'm just cautious that if we're not careful, we're going to end up with things. So now we need an export again. No. Exporter. I didn't put external storage on that by accident, did I? No, I didn't. It's alright. I was panicking then for a second. While we're at it, we can grab those and that and that and that. And they can all go away in there. And then all of this lot can be added back into the system as well. You really know you've hammered it when you've completely worn out your glass. Not glass, sand. I know what I mean. And pop those away as well. Right, how are we for the exporter? We should have it. So we want one of those. And I want a bucket of diesel. And you are fluids. Perfect. Right, let's go and get that second diesel gen going, and we should be good. I've got no idea how long I've been recording, by the way. Just putting it out there. So you are outputting 3,000. Which do I want to prioritize? This one or that one? Give that a priority 1. So that one should run over. Yeah, that one's running instead of that one now, which means that that will do its thing. Wow, I've got myself stuck. But I think it's safe to say that we are looking pretty industrial here. We should have more than enough. I mean, that's another 4,000 RF per tick between the two of them, plus the things. If we're not generating enough power now, I don't know what will be. But on that note, we'll get a screenshot with our 2 new power gens and that going. And until next time, well, I say until next time, I should really check how long I've been recording. But let me do that, and then I'll see you in a moment. Yep, 34 minutes, so timed it about right, really. Anyway, we have got lots of diesel, lots of gasoline. It's a shame you can't do anything with that other than turning it into napalm in the mixer. and obviously using it for other fuels. But yeah, I'm happy enough that we're kind of there, and we'll see how we go. But I think next episode probably go back over to the Britannia area and see how that's going, because I haven't been over there for a couple of episodes. So yeah. The other one I'm thinking of as a potential just free generator is get a whole load of these going. These are not actually that bad. They kick out a reasonable amount depending on the difference in temperatures. So you go with packed ice and block of uranium and you get a fair old difference. And they're pretty cheap, so that might be something we go for later on as well. But on that note, thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.